Hey guys, it's Caleb from Rokbloks. I'm here today with an STI. This install is going to cover the 08 to 14 hatch style STI. So let's go ahead and get started. For the front flap, you will get 2 black nylon clips, a metal M6 clip, a 25mm button head, 2 16mm button heads, 2 1-inch countersunk screws, 2 of the 3/8 inner diameter silver washers, and 3 of the black fender washers. Along with that, you'll have attached to your flap your backing plate and your spacer. You'll separate these, and on the bench you will press in 2 M6 flange nuts from the smooth side of the material, so that way when that's installed, that flange is up against the fender liner. Alright, to begin, we ended up getting ours on the lift, but you can do this in your driveway. We have the front tire removed, so that way we can show you a little bit better. You don't necessarily have to, but it's going to make your life a lot easier. So what we're going to do is we're going to get this panel off, and to do that we're going to go ahead and pop the inserts on this lower portion first, and then you can pop this off, and then it's just push pins holding it in all these different holes. We'll go ahead and set that to the side. Then what you're going to want to do is kind of pull this to the side and pull your liner open. You want to install your black nylon clips on that mounting hole there and there. And then we're going to go ahead and return that fender liner right back to its original state. Tuck it back in there. Get that set up. Without pushing this back together, we're going to go ahead, we're going to grab our bracket along with the countersunk screws and the 3/8 inner diameter washers. So we'll go ahead, put our washers on the screws, and then we're going to place the bracket so that way this little nub with the rounded corner follows the rounded corner of this side skirt. So we'll go ahead, start mounting that. You'll want it so that your flange nuts that are pressed into your bracket here, so that the flange of that is on the inside touching the liner. That will help capture the screw and the nut, and so it won't pull out. So we're going to go ahead and get these fully tightened. Alright, now with those fully snug down, that's good to go. You can go ahead and replace this. Go ahead, line it up. Click that back into place. Click your skirt back into place. The reason for the countersunks is so that it doesn't interrupt the edge here, and so that can go back into position without any obstructions. Now that that's there, we can go ahead and start mounting our flap. To mount our flap, we're going to take our spacer, and this spacer is designed so that it sits around the washers there with the rounded edge on this rounded portion of the side skirt, and that's going to sit between the flap and the mounting bracket. So we'll go ahead, we're going to take our short 16mm button heads, put them on a washer, put them through our flap. We're going to start with the bottom hole. I'm going to go ahead, line that up. Start it by hand a few turns. Take our second button head with the washer, line up the top, and get that started. If you want to add a little more vibration resistance, you can put medium strength thread locker on there. Now we're going to go ahead and snug it into position, and then we'll do our final hole here, which you'll have to take a 5/16 drill bit and drill through just the plastic here, and then we'll slide our clip on and secure the last hole. Now with that mounted in place to generally where we want it, we're going to go ahead, match drill the hole in the center of here. We're using a 5/16 drill bit. So there we go. Now we're going to take our M6 metal clip, pull the flap out, and just slide that over. Lining it up with the hole. As you can see it through the hole there. Now we're going to take our longer 25mm button head with washer, put that in, fully secure it, make any final adjustments that you want, and then you're done with the front. We can move on to the rear. Alright guys, for the rear, you're going to get your rear flap, you're going to get a large plastic insert, you're going to get 2 of our small metal clips, you'll get a 3/4 inch spacer, rubber spacer, you'll get a 2-inch screw, 2 1-inch screws, and 3 fender washers. So here we are at the rear of the car. What you're going to want to do is inside here, you want to remove the factory insert from this hole here, and we'll go ahead and replace that with the large plastic insert. We'll go ahead, pop that in. Now we're good to grab our small metal clips. You can take a flathead screwdriver and pry them slightly open, so that way it's easier to get over the panel here. And we're just going to put those in line with these holes right here.
Take some time, gonna make her mine, gonna make her mine.
Alright, with those in place, we can go ahead, grab our flap, and we're going to start with the inner mounting point. We're going to take our longer 2-inch washer, take our longer 2-inch screw with a washer. We're going to put that through the flap and place our rubber spacer on the back side. So we'll go ahead, we'll line that up and just start that by hand into that insert there. Just enough to support the flap. Now we'll take our 2 1-inch screws with washers and put those in the exterior holes going into those metal clips. Alright, we just went ahead and snugged those up a little bit. We want to leave them just slightly loose. Right now is when you want to make any corrections. Make the flap sit how you want. And then when you get it in the position that you want, lock it down with the exterior 2 first, and then secure the inside. That's how you complete the install on the rear here. Thanks for watching our install, guys. This is for the 08 to 14 STI. This is our new design for the 2021 year. This install, we've changed it up. It will differ from our older kits, especially on the front. The rear is the exact same install as our kit has been for forever, but we've just changed up and improved the front. So if you have our older style, the install is very similar. You're just going to be using clips and screws instead of the button heads. But other than that, yeah, this is the new design that you can see in store in 2021.